Hey, it's Nicole DuBois at Nicky Doobs on Instagram and TikTok, and you're listening to Spoiler Country.
In a world of podcasts, one rises in the night to destroy them all. The elder god in an ocean of noise, the Cthulhu of the airwaves. This is Spoiler Country.
Hello, listeners of Spoiler Country. Today on the show, we have fantastic Ms. Nicole DuBois. How's it going, Ms. DuBois? I'm probably saying it wrong. DuBois.
You were so close. You're so close.
You know, that's really all that matters here, right? I got within the realm of correct.
Plus, I call myself Nicky Doobs online, so most people are used to saying that. So the name is a shocker sometimes.
So for the sake of protecting me from looking too stupid, can I say refer to you as Nicky or Nicole for the interview?
Sure, yeah.
All right, cool. I know I'm going to get the last name wrong 1,000 times.
It's okay.
So the one thing, so I was looking at doing some research on you before the interview, as you know, we tend to do. I noticed you had a career as both an actor and a comedian. Which love came first?
Which love came first? I mean, acting probably came first. I think comedy develops later in life anyways. So I would say when I was a child, it would be called acting.
All right, very cool. So when you eventually attended the I'm going to probably pronounce this one wrong too, the Loyola Marymount University?
Yeah, Loyola, LMU.
Yeah, where you got a BA in business marketing. So how did that come about? How did you go from business marketing to eventually pursuing your career in performance arts?
Well, I was already always in performance art. I was doing it since I was little. I went to a performing arts high school for a year and a half, and then kind of decided really impulsively that I didn't want to get a degree in acting and I wanted to go to business school. I mean, you know, most kids have to like come out to their parents being like, I want to go to school for theater. But for me, it was the opposite. I was like, I want to go to school for business.
What are they like? Phew, thank God. We thought you were going to go into acting for a little while there.
I think they were happy. I think I was doing so much acting and I was doing so much training before. And I just felt like a degree in acting wouldn't do much for me. Like I felt like if I was going to act, I shouldn't even probably go to college. I should just get into acting classes and start auditioning. So I got a marketing degree because I figured, well, I'm going to be my own boss if I'm an actress. So I'll just figure out how to do business for a little bit.
So I imagine that's been a huge help to you as you said, as an actor and comedian, being able to understand your own marketing, being able to understand your own business. That's been a huge help to you.
Yeah. And especially now I am a business, you know, I am incorporated. So it's definitely helpful. I think it's made me more confident too, going into meetings and just, you know, I'm not just an artist. I have some knowledge of what's going on. And yeah.
Must be great to be your own corporation. You are your own business. You are the product as well.
It was so silly when I like incorporated myself. Like, what am I doing?
No, but still, that's kind of impressive. When the comic book, I write comic books on the side, and my company had to be Vector made it, incorporated into business for tax purposes. I guess that's all the reason why we do any of this.
Yeah, right.
And it's weird feeling because you're suddenly, you kind of feel like you're real now, but at the same time, you're like, but it's just me.
Right. And I'm like, well, damn it. Now I have to like run a business
and figure out how to do taxes. That's gotta be
that's
gonna be something that people never think about when they want to go into acting or comedy. They're like, you're literally going to figure out an entire business model just for you. Yeah.
And I think for any artist, you know, eventually the goal is to get to the point where there's a business behind you. And I think it's really important to be a part of that process and not have someone doing all that for you. And because it's easy to get taken advantage of, I think, as an artist.
It must also be nice that you are marketing yourself as the person who understands you the best. Like, have you ever, before you were fully incorporated, did you have an agent or anyone else who you felt was not selling you the way you felt marketed you the best?
Oh, I've been at it for a long time and I didn't even start really having any significant success until about a year and a half ago. So I have had so many, I've cycled through different managers who didn't get me. I've had agents that don't get it. Yeah, I've been through a bunch of different teams in the years before I found now what I have. It's like a dream team. They like totally get me and it's awesome. But yeah, for sure. I had so many of those experiences. So I feel like I really learned to advocate for myself because I had to.
Well, early in your career, you were a groundling. Is that correct?
No, I'm actually still going through the Groundlings program. I was up to take the last level before COVID shut everything down, and then the classes just stopped. So I don't even know. Eventually, I'll probably take that last level of class, but they're still not open.
I'm apparently extremely ignorant. I did not know it was a class. I thought it was just like a thing.
So Groundlings, yeah. So like the way you become a Groundling is you go through the whole Groundlings training program, and then certain people you audition and you get picked to be able to perform. So the first stage of performing is Sunday company, and those are the people who get to perform on Sunday nights. And then like 1 or 2 people from Sunday company a year get into the main company.
So
very competitive.
What does it take to be a good groundling then, or someone or in the program? Did you just apply for it? Is it like a college where you just pay your tuition, you're in? How does that work?
You audition for the core track program, and then you go through basic improv, and you have 3 chances to pass that class. Then you go to intermediate, you have 3 chances to pass that class. Advanced, you have 3 tries to pass that class. And then you go into writing lab, you have 1 chance to pass. Advanced writing lab, 1 chance to pass. And that's how you get into Sunday company. But a lot of people will have to take the levels multiple times before they pass.
That sounds so incredibly involved. I thought it was a simple thing. You just get on stage, you do your thing, and then you're like, hey, good job, everybody.
No, this world at the Groundlings, it's so intense. And it was actually kind of a blessing to take a step back from it during the pandemic and just realize there's so many other paths to success, because I feel like when you're in the Groundlings program, it's like Groundlings or nothing, like Groundlings or you'll never succeed.
Oh, shit.
And so it's so stressful, and like everybody wants to get into Sunday company. And then once you're in some Sunday company, you get 6 months at a time. And then the most you could get are 3 6-month stints. So then after your first 6 months, you're hoping you get your second 6 months, hoping you get your third 6 months, third 6 months, hoping you get into main company. Like, it is a roller coaster. So I feel like it's been nice to take a step back and just realize, oh, there's other paths to success.
Yeah, it seemed like it would take a whole bunch of therapy to make it through all that stress, that anxiety.
Yeah, people freak out. The comedy is stressful over there, but it's also a fantastic education. So.
Well, I mean, you've managed to become, massively popular without the Groundlings. I mean, you've literally within the last, like you said, year and a half, and and also before that, you've done other things that we'll mention briefly, but you became a massive star online, and not just going from your previous work from over a year ago when you were you played Harley, believe it or not, in I say believe it or not, to the fans, you obviously know you were Harley Quinn in what was called the Harley Quinn and the Joker versus the Real World series of video, which I saw, and it was hilarious. You did a great job as Harley.
Thank you.
So before we get too much into your massive fame on your TikTok videos and YouTube, what was it to be Harley, and what was the goal of those videos?
It was cool. I mean, it was definitely really fun to play a character that already exists in a lot of other capacities and sort of get your own spin on it. I came in, there was a Harley Quinn in that series before me who quit the series, and then I auditioned and ended up replacing, which was a whole thing in itself because people were already used to the first actress, and we're like, what are you doing changing our Harley Quinn? But it was really fun. I liked it. It was super like YouTube filming, like really fast, not necessarily like all of it as professional, but like we just got it done, and it was really fun. It was cool.
So there was a casting controversy on the set of the Harley and Joker thing. Apparently, that happened.
Well, I don't really know what happened. I just know the first Harley Quinn who was in the first season quit, and then they did auditions to replace her. So, and then there was a joke made in the first episode about how Harley looks different, and then we just ignored it from then on.
Were you amazed just how popular they are? I mean, they get thousands and thousands of views online. I mean,
Yeah.
that is massively popular video series.
Yeah. It was. Yeah. It was really popular. I think some of their videos have like millions of views too.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, was that like your first taste of, I guess, would be celebrity at that point? I mean, did people recognize you?
Nobody really recognized me, but it was my first taste of, like any sort. Actually, no, you know what? I was in these videos for another YouTube channel before that called Just Like That. And that was sort of like a tween YouTube channel, like tween girl YouTube channel. And so I got recognized maybe like 2 times by 11-year-old girls out somewhere before that. And then Harley Quinn, I don't think I ever got recognized, but I did start getting this like online attention, like random people commenting on pictures of that, because this is before I had a following, like random people commenting on pictures of like me and my family. And I was like, oh, weird. This is weird.
That must be a dual-edged sword, getting online attention, because as anyone who's spends any time on social media, which we all do nowadays, that is a rough place to be online.
Yeah, I found that Harley Quinn and Joker fans are extremely aggressive.
Oh, seriously? Like, how so?
Yeah, like just, some of my most like weirdest DMs and weirdest comments and like most sexually aggressive, most like violent come from the Harley Quinn and Joker fans. And I don't know what the psychology behind that is, but
you would think that people who are in love with 2 psychopaths would have a much more healthy life outside.
I guess we do know what behind that.
I guess that there is a connection there. I guess they would be in the few fans who are like, yeah, I can say that they love the Joker. I guess they would be a little
yeah.
The confusion of thinking that's a healthy relationship, Harley and the Joker.
Right, exactly. Yeah. They're like, we love Harley, because of the way the Joker treats her.
Right. Yeah, but that's not healthy at all.
Yeah.
So you went from YouTube to now going to what has made you just like a massive online celebrity is TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say, someone like myself, I've never had a understand how to make TikTok work for me. So what is the key to being great on TikTok, and how do you focus your comedy towards TikTok or the platform?
Yeah, I think TikTok, it's not necessarily a hard and fast rule, but I find that things that are very relatable to other people do better. Like jokes that are relatable or trending or an angle on something that people are already talking about does really well. And once you find something that's hitting, find something that people like, they want to keep seeing it over and over. So like my first thing that hit 1 million views was a Hallmark parody. And then for the next like 2 months, all I did was Hallmark parodies. And that's how I started growing my account, because people just loved this one thing and they want to watch it over and over and over. So, yeah.
So was it the pandemic that made you move to TikTok, or was that something you were already thinking about and thinking about pushing prior to the pandemic?
Yeah, so I actually posted my first TikTok 3 weeks before the shutdown. So I didn't even know COVID was coming when I posted my first couple TikToks. But then once we shut down, I had literally nothing to do but make TikToks. So yes, and no.
So in a weird way, the timing was perfect for you.
Yeah.
It was a perfectly timed pandemic for your career.
Yeah.
So if the pandemic hadn't occurred the way it did, would you have followed, you think, the same path through it as far as your videos and whatnot?
I don't think so, because when the shutdown happened, I was working on a live show. I had a show going up on the Comedy Central stage like in 3 weeks, and I was working on a lot of stuff, taking classes, doing all this. And the way I grew my TikTok account so well was I was posting 3 to 5 TikToks a day, and I just never would have had the time or energy to devote to that because I was doing so many other things. So I might have grown somewhat of a following, but I don't think I would nearly.
So you said for Comedy Central, you had was Was that a stand-up special that you had on Comedy Central lining up, or what was that? You said with Comedy Central.
Yeah, so Comedy Central Stage, which is like a venue for comedy in LA.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's really awesome. They allow comedians to, you pitch a show to them. If they approve it, you just get to put it up on their stage and they tech it for you and they light it and they do everything. It's amazing.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's such a cool thing that they do for comedians. But it was a sketch show. It was an all-female sketch comedy show.
Oh, well, that's very cool. Are you considering going back to that now the pandemic? It's not over, but I was going to say it's slowing down, but I guess maybe it's not. Yeah. I don't know. But now people are allowed back outside again. Are you considering going back to that?
I would love to. I hope so soon. I know stand-up has started again, but sketch comedy, not so much as far as I know, because a lot of stand-up shows can happen outside and stuff. But I would love to. And I think it would also be really interesting to see if I sell more tickets now, because
well, like I said, I would imagine. I mean, some of your TikTok videos that I thought were some of your funniest, and it was, I guess, it was on YouTube as well. You had the wedding venue video, and you also had the Russian Soul Simone Biles DNA one. So those were, I just thought they were hilarious. Where did those ideas come from?
Well, Florida Girl, she always does whatever is trending in the news, and Simone Biles pulling out of the Olympics was trending. So I was like, how would Florida Girl see this? And obviously she sees it through a conspiracy theory. So that's where that one came from. The wedding venue, I just got engaged 2 months ago.
Hey, congrats.
So, thank you. I'm planning a wedding. So that's where that came from.
Okay. So you're talking about yourself. You were
yeah.
So you said the one that for the Simone Biles one. Why do you think that one connects so well with viewers? Do you think that everyone feels like they know someone who's kind of like this girl, conspiracy theorist girl?
I think so. I think also I've been doing her for a long time, and so it's familiar to people, and people like to see her again when she comes back. Because a lot of people followed me for that one character.
So, I mean, do you find that people get confused or think that you're that character, or do you think they are smart enough to understand the separation there?
Most people understand the separation. There will be like one or two people that don't know I'm kidding.
That's scary to meet those people. Be like, guys, just joking. Please go away.
Yeah, but as soon as somebody comments that they don't know, other people are quick to fill them in the comments.
So you got some good protection online.
I do. Maybe too good.
Too good. Well, I mean, another videos that have just been killing it. I mean, you also do the Country Club people. They've been viewed, it looks like 1.5 million times. Does that sound accurate? 1.5 million?
I think so. I think there's a lot of them, probably more than that, if you go back through and really look at them all.
Oh, it's about one particular video. I mean, I don't know about the series.
Oh, yeah.
Like single videos have been viewed 1.5 million times. And if you're wondering, for our listeners, for someone who lives in Rhode Island, that would mean that every single individual who lives in Rhode Island technically has equal the number of views that Nicole has had. which is thinking in that way, that's an absurd amount of people.
That is crazy.
You can literally fill a state with the amount of people who watch your video. That one video. Wild. So when you're making these videos, can you tell which ones are going to hit it? Or are you able to touch that moment and know this video is going to be the one that gets this many millions of views? This one is going to be maybe not quite as big. Are you able to just tell when they're made which ones are the right special ones?
Not always. I think I have an idea when I'm posting them if it's going to do well, but it's not really. And a lot of it has to do with algorithm too, which isn't exactly transparent. So I would say no, but obviously I don't post anything I don't think is funny.
Well, I would imagine that.
And then if it doesn't get a lot of views, I guess that's on me because I thought it was.
So what do you mean the algorithm? So is that? I mean, is that something that you factored in, or you figured out how to work around or with? So
TikTok is really not very transparent about their algorithm, and they change it all the time. So it's not something you can really strategize around. Instagram is more transparent with creators about what they're pushing and what they're doing now. So that's a little bit easier. But yeah, it is.
Well, like that's weird. That in many ways, TikTok itself has some control over the success or failure of a particular video based on whatever algorithm they're playing with at that time.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah, I mean, I personally never figured out how to make TikTok. Like I said, I never been able to figure out TikTok. What is, do you think, the main audience of TikTok that you can connect with? I mean, is it an age group? Is it, did you find that it's more female oriented or male oriented or younger, older?
Mine is mostly female. It used to be 80% female, but now I think it's 70. I think I trapped some more men into my account, and then it's like mostly millennials, and then but it's like pretty much from 18 to like 35 is my age group. Yeah.
So when you're making your comedy, you're aiming for that group. That's right in there.
I think so, but I think also I'm just making fun of what's in my immediate viewpoint, and I am in that category.
Oh, okay.
So,
dude, with the pandemic closing in, do you think that will have an effect on the TikTok? I mean, because now that we all have more free time, or can leave our house, does that have an impact on, you think, TikTok as well? Or is that something that you're now kind of planning to combat? The openness now that we all live in again.
I think it opens up a lot more opportunity to go out into the world and make videos and have backdrops that aren't my own home. I think people are so addicted at this point to TikTok that they'll just keep watching.
Addicted to your shows, your videos, that is.
Well, just TikTok in general. Like, I feel like all last year we watched so many videos and so much TikTok. Like, I personally am addicted. Like, I'm probably watching the same amount.
As your fans, you are actually just like your fans, why you connect with them so easily.
Yeah, like I'm consuming as much content as the people consuming my content, probably.
That's good. That means you know your audience. Means you know what they're dealing with. Now, is there a way to monetize the TikTok videos, or is there subscriptions that work towards that, or is it just the fan that you're building up that moves on to your next projects? They
do have a creator fund. I left the creator fund because it seemed like they were capping views. If you were in the creator fund, I think that they didn't want to pay us as much as they were. So I left the creator fund, and now I make all the money that comes from TikTok and Instagram comes from brand deals. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I can't believe they cap views. That sounds insane.
Well, they claim that they didn't, but then it was a whole thing. Everybody left the creator fund and their views were all of a sudden up again to where they were. Yeah.
That sounds so bizarre on their part. Okay, so one thing, as I was looking up research on you, is that you have an upcoming project called Love in 2020. Is that correct?
Yeah, I have a very small role in that series. It's actually a Friends series, and they did a Love is Blind spoof in the middle of the series. Like, that's the show that they're watching. So I just went in and I did an impression of one of Jessica from Love is Blind.
Oh, that's very cool. So when will it air? Is it already airing, or?
I know that they're doing some premieres and stuff. I don't know. I think they're entering film festivals and stuff like that. So I don't know if it's airing. I have no clue.
But sometimes,
as I'm rambling, I realize I have no answer for that question.
That's no problem. At some point in the near future, this thing will be able to be found.
Yeah. I do have something coming up. There is a new Will Ferrell, Paul Rudd show coming out called The Shrink Next Door. It's based off of that podcast, and I'm in an episode of that.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
So what was it like to work? Did you get to work with either Paul Rudd or Will Ferrell?
I got to work with Paul Rudd. My scene was just with Paul Rudd. So I was with him for like a whole half of a day, just the two of us and then the crew. And I was so nervous. the whole day. Because I was in my trailer for a long time too, because you can't really leave your trailer because of COVID and all that. And I was just sitting there like, oh my God, I'm about to work with Paul Rudd. Oh my God. And then as I'm working with Paul Rudd, I'm like, oh my God, I'm working with Paul Rudd. But he was so great. I could tell that he wanted to like disarm me. So as soon as I got in the room, he's like, hey, where are you from? You have any siblings? Like asking, like, just a very normal guy asking me very normal questions. And I was like, okay, I can do that.
So when we watch you on the screen, do you look like you're calm, or can you tell like in your face you're freaking out, like, oh my God, it's him, like as you're doing it?
Luckily, the character is like a little timid and maybe a little nervous. So hopefully it doesn't look like I'm freaking out.
So it's not even acting that you're doing. That's just you nervous and quiet.
That's just me. Like, oh my God. And my lines are actually, oh my God, it's Paul Rudd. No.
Oh, really?
No, that's true.
Oh, I was going to say, Jesus Christ. I mean, that's well timed.
No.
I think that'd be almost all of our lines when we see Paul Rudd for the first time. Is he really, he is that nice as he seems like on TV and everything else?
Oh my God. He was amazing. He's so cool. Like, and you know, sometimes I've worked on sets with other like celebrities, and a lot of times they don't want to talk to people around them, and they're just sort of focusing, and they have a handler that keeps them away from people. And he was just like out there walking around talking to me about like HGTV shows. he was just so cool. I'm like, damn, this guy doesn't even know he's a celebrity.
So up close, does he still look like he's only 30 years old? Or can you see like when he's up close, you can be like, oh my God, he does in real life, he does look like he's 50 or 60. It makes all of us feel better.
Well, he was aged up, so they had given him gray hair, and I think like put makeup to make him look older. So I actually don't know.
Okay, I was gonna say the joke with him honestly is that he always looks like he's like hasn't aged in the last like 20 years of in TV.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think he has. Now that you say that, I think even with the gray hair, he looked 30. Yeah.
So no matter what you do to Paul Rudd, he will always look young.
Yes.
So all of us in the real world can hate him for that because we're all aging horribly in the real world. So when is that airing? Do you have a date for that? And where is it airing?
The trailer just came out for it like a couple weeks ago, and I think it said it's airing in October or something like that. But I, once again, have no answer for you.
That's okay. And it'll just be the running theme. It would be horrible if you suddenly had the answer. So which other projects are you working on now?
I just wrote a feature film, a rom-com with my writing partner. We just finished the first/third/fifth draft of the script. I'm not sure which one it counts as, but that's something that we're hopefully going to be getting made. Obviously, that process is forever. So look out for that in 2028.
Mark your calendars now, everybody. All your listeners, mark it down.
And then I'm writing a show with my friend Alina Bach, who's also a TikToker. And it's basically about a pyramid scheme in the 90s.
Oh, okay. There's plenty of those, so we all know what that's going to sound like.
Yeah, and that's like Alina's whole thing is she does 90s throwback TikToks and stuff. So.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. So where can our listeners find you? Because we've been talking about your TikTok, we talked about you on YouTube. Where can they find you?
Me, I mean, you can find me on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube.
Your handle, sorry. How to actually locate you. I mean, I'm sure you are on there, but how do they actually find you?
I'm pretty sure only half my brain is on right now.
Don't worry about the half is function just fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay, great. It's at Nicky Doobs, NICKYDOOBS.
And that's on YouTube and TikTok?
TikTok, Instagram, and then YouTube is just Nicole DuBois.
All right. Very cool. It was a great pleasure to talk with you. So I'll tell our listeners, please check her out on TikTok. Some very funny skits that are on there. Watch for the screenplay in 7 to 8 years. And check on YouTube and Instagram. It was a great pleasure talking with you.
Yeah, thanks so much.
No problem. Have a fantastic day.
You too.
Spaghetti. And we're back. That's right. We are back. Back in the saddle again. Well, I hope you guys really, really enjoyed that as much as we did making it for you. And if you like what you heard and you want to hear more, you got to go check out spoilerverse.com, because at spoilerverse.com we have a plethora amazing directors and artists of all walks of life and editors and writers and Oh my God, are you a lover of comic books like we are? Then there's so many amazing people from the comic book world over at spoilerverse.com, and I highly implore you to go there and check it out.
Yeah, and while you're there, you can check out all the other podcasts on our network, like Bridges and Geekdoms and Funny Book Forensics and Haphazard Adventures and Nerds from the Crypt and so many more.
Misery
We put out
Point Radio.
episodes all the time. Go check all of them out. And check out all of the reviews and previews and articles we have going up every single day for you. Every day on spoilerverse.com for you to check out and to read and to love and to like and to comment. We have a store link. If you want to help support the site, you can do it two ways. One, go to our Patreon, which is patreon.com/spoilercountry, or go to our store link in the middle of the site there and get a t-shirt, a face mask, a hoodie, something, look fly as hell, and help support the site when you do that, because we get $1 or $2. And, maybe you want to talk to us. If you do, you can do it obviously on all the socials, but if you go to scpod.us/discord, you can join our public Discord server and come chat with us all day long.
I couldn't say it better myself, dude.
There you go.
You just mouthed out a ton of information at once, and really, I hope you guys enjoy what you're hearing, because we're working our butts off to bring it to you.
We are.
I guess there's only one left thing. Yeah, I'm gonna go with it. There's only one left thing left to do.
What's that?
In an oceans of podcasts,
We are Cthulhu.
as Cthulhu compels you to
Open the mind.
and read more.
Spaghetti.